name's Laura Green and I'm a yoga teacher in Southampton. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you about shoulder alignment. If you do an Ashtanga practice or a Vinyasa Yoga practice, it's really important that you understand how to stabilize and set your shoulders. So if you're thinking about downward facing dog, plank, Chaturanga, those sorts of poses, you need to have a clear understanding of aligning the shoulders. And the reason being is that our shoulders weren't really built for us to be weight bearing on. If you think about the legs, we were designed to walk on our legs. So take a look at the hip joint. You've got this really lovely deep socket that the head of the thigh bone, the femur, sits in. And that's wrapped up with lots of strong ligaments and muscles to support you weight bearing through your legs. However, the shoulders weren't built with weight bearing in mind. They were built for mobility. So what you've got in the shoulder is a much narrow dish as the socket, and then the head of the arm bone sits quite loosely in that. And the ligaments that hold it together, unlike the hip, are more designed for mobility, for movement, rather than stability and strength. So if I'm coming into something like Chaturanga, you have to bear in mind I'm using my arms and my shoulders for something they weren't necessarily designed for. But the good news is, if you learn how to align your shoulders properly, there's a whole host of muscles that we call the shoulder girdle that can really help to support your yoga practice and keep it strong in Chaturanga. So first of all, I want to take you through some really simple exercises just to help you understand how to isolate and engage different muscles in the shoulder joint. So whether you're kneeling, standing up or sitting cross-legged, bring your arms out in front of you. And just move your shoulder blades on your back, just have a wiggle through the shoulders. You can see how much movement and mobility that you have in the shoulders. That's great when you're moving the arms, but not great when I'm weight bearing on them in plank. So let's see how you make them stable and strong. So first of all, bring your arms straight out in front of you. Now imagine that you're pushing a wall away. So really exaggerate that. Push the hands away round the back, almost like you're in some scary horror film. If you stop pushing the wall away, it's going to crush you to death. So really exaggerate that for me. Push the wall away round the back. Now we're going to do the opposite. So draw the shoulder blades together, almost like you want your shoulder blades to touch each other. Really draw them together and draw the shoulder blades firmly down onto the back. It's like you're trying to slide your shoulder blades down towards your bottom and then squeeze the shoulder blades tight in together. Okay, relax the arms. Now those two instructions seem to contradict each other. Push away and draw together. I'm going to ask you to apply both of those instructions together. So even though they contradict each other, that is possible if you do each of them subtly to a small degree. So bringing the arms out, again, feel that movement of the shoulder blades. Now keep the arms still. Push a wall away just to about sort of 40% of what you did. And at the same time as you feel that action of pushing a wall away, you think about drawing your shoulder blades down the back and in towards each other subtly. Okay. Relax the arms. You're going to try the next two instructions. So bring the hands out in front of you. Look at your thumbs and imagine that your thumbs are magnetically being pulled in towards each other. Don't actually move them together. Just feel like you're dragging them in towards each other. Release. Now think about broadening the collarbone or sending your chest forward slightly. Just make this area of the top of the chest a little bit broader, a little bit more proud. Relax. And then let's put those two instructions together. So, magnetically pulling the thumbs, the arms in towards each other, then broadening through the chest, the collarbones. Relax. Now we're going to do all four instructions together to completely engage your shoulder girdle. So bringing the arms out, push the wall away, drawing the shoulder blades down the back and in towards each other. Pull your thumbs in towards each other and broaden your collarbones. Now without removing any of those instructions, just notice how set your shoulders are on your back, how firm your shoulder blades are, so you haven't got all that wiggle and movement we had a moment ago. Release. So right there while we're seated and kneeling, you don't actually need to engage your shoulders because we're not weight bearing on them. As soon as you take the hands to the floor, that's when it becomes much more important. So let's just try on all fours first. So coming over onto all fours, hands and knees. Have your hands directly under your shoulders. and your knees directly under your hips. So let's do each instruction on its own first. Press the floor away and puff up between the shoulder blades. Really round the back. Exaggerate that as much as you can. Push the ground away and round up in your back. Release. Let's do the second instruction. Draw your shoulder blades firmly down towards your bottom, down towards your hips, traveling down your back. Not going to go far. And then draw the shoulder blades in towards each other. Okay, so that on its own doesn't feel very nice. We've really exaggerated it. Release. Instruction 3. Think about pulling your hands, your thumbs, your arms in towards each other. Do it so strongly that your arms start to shake here with the effort. Release. And then last one, just broaden across the front of your chest to your collarbones. And release. Again, feel how loose and mobile the shoulders are here. And now let's set the shoulder girdle and see how firm we can make them. So we're going to do each instruction together subtly. So press the ground away, puff up between the shoulder blades. At the same time, draw the shoulder blades slightly down the back and in towards each other. Subtle. Pull the thumbs in, broaden the collarbones. Now think about what you feel across the back of your shoulders, across your upper back. That's what it feels like to have your shoulder girdle set and engaged. Okay, release. We're going to do this a few more times. So the reason this is really important is it's getting you to use the back of the shoulders. So in many of our yoga poses, especially plank, chaturanga, it's really quite common for people to overuse the front of the shoulder. So use too much of the pec, or to use too much of the front deltoid. So yoga shoulder injuries are always front of the shoulder, front deltoid. Whereas you've got these fabulous muscles all around the back of the shoulder in the shoulder girdle that can support your practice in a much more sustainable way. That's what I'm doing, trying to get you into the back of the shoulder. So let's do it again. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. All 4 instructions applied together subtly. Press the ground away, puff up between the shoulder blades. Draw the shoulder blades down the back and subtly in towards each other. Pull the thumbs in towards each other. Broaden the collarbones, the chest. Now keep that and step one leg back into plank. Kick back through your heels. Now plank is done in the legs, the core and the shoulders. So try not to make your shoulders do all the work. Instead engage the leg, kick back through the heel, make the thigh active and strong. So let the leg do some work. Now the core, lengthen the tailbone towards the heels and draw the low belly in and up. So it's almost like you're doing a slight sit-up, so you're contracting the core. Press the ground away, puff up. Draw the shoulder blades down the back and in towards each other. Pull the thumbs in, broaden the collarbones. As you press the ground away, it's going to give you the lightness to step the other leg back into plank. Again, remember to use your legs. Kick out through the heels, engage the thighs. Using the core, lengthening my tail down, drawing the tummy in and up. Press the ground away, puff up between the shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades down the back and in towards each other. Pull the thumbs in and broaden the collarbones. That is your shoulders set in plank. Now for Chaturanga, I want you to do Ardha Chaturanga, even if you don't normally. Shift forwards, lower your knees to the floor only. Now notice whether you've dropped and sagged into the hips here. I want you to keep that strong half plank. So my legs are active, tailbone lengthening, low belly coming in and up. Your shoulders still engaged, press the ground away, draw the shoulder blades down, pull the thumbs and broaden the collarbones. And slowly lower your chest forwards between the hands whilst keeping all of those muscles in the back of your shoulders engaged. So the front of my shoulder, my pec, my deltoid is not doing all of the work. You feel it? So press back up onto the knees, come back onto the heels, and just release the arms. So I'm hoping even just with that tiny little bit of work, you felt that quite differently in the shoulders and you felt it quite strong in the arms. That's when you know you're using the body differently, you're using the muscles differently. So we can do it a couple more times. I know it's a lot to remember. So, back to all 4s. Press the ground away, puff up between the shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades down the back and in towards each other. Pull the thumbs in, broaden the collarbones. Step back, plank. Again, this isn't all in your shoulders. Engage your legs, tailbone down, tummy in and up. So 3rd in the legs, 3rd in the core, 3rd in the shoulders. shift forwards, either place the knees down again, or if you're used to full Chaturanga, try to lower your full Chaturanga, but keeping all of the back of the shoulders engaged, working as you lower down. Press back up onto the knees. So I want you just to keep playing with that. I'd much rather you took your knees down and build up the strength in the back of your shoulders rather than doing full Chaturanga for the sake of it with bad shoulder alignment. This works in any weight-bearing posture. The more weight you're taking in your arms, the more important it is to set your shoulders. So that was just in plank. If you think about side plank, or actually Vashisthasana, where you're just using one arm, it's even more important that the shoulder is set. So coming into side plank, press the ground away, puff up, and very firmly draw your shoulder blades onto the back, so hugging the shoulder blades down and round. Draw the thumbs in, broaden the collarbones. Kick back plank, third, 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 third in my legs, third in the core, third in my shoulders. Now rocking my heels to the right, stack my left foot on top, or alternatively bring the left foot in front. Need to be drawing that shoulder down and onto the back. So my shoulder blade is firmly on the back, it's not popping forwards. Press the ground away, puff up, draw the shoulder blade down and in, broaden through the chest, and reaching the top arm up. So the more weight you're taking on the shoulder, the more sure you have to be of its stability. You can play with that in many, many postures, in all your arm balances, headstand, crow, handstand, side plank, chaturanga. Keep playing with it. 4 cues. Press the ground away, puff up. Draw the shoulder blades down and in towards each other subtly. Pull the thumbs in, broaden the collarbones. This is a subject I'm really, really passionate about. Shoulder alignment is essential in a vinyasa practice. So any questions, please contact me. laura@lauragreenyoga.co.uk. Even more, you could take a little video of you practicing it, send me your video and I can let you know how it's looking. Thanks for watching. Namaste.